Philly, Tacoteca is on Uber Eats. Get a buy one, get one on select items. Only on Uber Eats.
Hair like this doesn't just happen. There's edge.
Ready for a hands-on career as an auto technician? At Universal Technical Institute,
Hello, everyone. How's it going? Welcome back to another Watch with Nordic live commentary stream here today. And we're back. It feels like it's been forever since we have live streamed here on the channel. It feels good to be back. I will say that. It's been a long time since we have streamed, since Saturday when we celebrated our 200th stream. My schedule with work and with the Royals really prevented me from doing any other commentaries this week. Sadly, I do apologize for that. We're going to have one more week where it's not a lot of commentaries, and then things are going to start ramping up as we get closer and closer to the Stanley Cup playoffs. How's everybody doing? Good to see everybody here in the chat. It is a awesome Eastern Conference matchup here between the Montreal Canadiens and the Columbus Blue Jackets. Let's go over the standings. There's a lot of things to follow here regarding these two teams and where they currently place in the Eastern Conference standings. Montreal is currently tied with the Boston Bruins for the third place spot in the Atlantic Division. Now, the Bruins, I don't believe, are in action tonight, so fortunately, the Canadiens have an opportunity here to get ahead of them with a record of 39, 21, and 10, 88 points. They do hold that tiebreaker over Boston, but you don't want to stay tied with them. You want to be ahead of them. So hopefully Montreal can maybe pick up 2 points here. As for the Blue Jackets, they've been one of the hottest teams in the National Hockey League. 6-1-3 in their last 10. They are now second in the Metropolitan Division with a 38, 22, and 11 record for 87 points. They have been the hottest team in the National Hockey League since the new year has crossed over. And they are now only a handful of spots away from a playoff spot. And hopefully with a win tonight, they can potentially move up to 89 points and get themselves asserted furthermore in a playoff spot. What's up, J-Dub? So you follow me on Twitter today. Followed you back. Good to see you in the stream, bro. Hope you're doing well. Projected starting goaltenders here tonight. It is Jakub Dobeš against Jet Greaves, and I am right on time here. Here's their projected Watch with Nordic stats. Dobeš's is not updated, but Greaves in 4 commentaries, 2-1-1, a 2.5 and a .903 save percentage this season with the Columbus Blue Jackets. Dobeš with Montreal and in live commentaries is actually not that haven't really had that good of numbers. Tonight is his 6th live commentary stream here tonight on the channel. I load up his stats here really quick. Dobeš with a stat line of 1-4-0, a 3.4 and a .834. Hoping to improve those numbers here tonight in this Watch with Nordic commentary. It is a big matchup here for 2 Eastern Conference teams, Blue Jackets and Canadiens. And we are underway. Face-off is won by Columbus. Down low now in their own zone. Grabbing that one is Damon Severson, feeding a pass then down low for Cole Sillinger, who battle for it on the right side with Alex Carrier. In the Montreal zone, Habs trying to get this one to center. It's banked off the boards then to Zach Bolduc, broken up by Zach Werenski, who's second place in defenseman points in the entire NHL. Back in the Montreal zone, Sillinger battling forward, moves to center, shoots it, he fans on the puck. It goes wide of the Montreal net. Now on the right side here, Coyle. Back over then for Sillinger. Coyle runs into Sillinger, he falls down to the ground. Now battling for that one is 2 Habs with the puck up top then. Severson will backhand this one over then to Coyle. Coyle battling for it then with Evans. Evans cross-ice pass up then for Josh Anderson, who will clear that one down low into the Columbus zone. Damon Severson holds that puck behind the net then for the Blue Jackets. He'll try and move this one through center. What's up, Dave? Welcome to the stream. Here's Marchman, cross-ice pass, then to Fantillia, shot on, saved by Dobeš, rebounds in front. Jabbing at that puck was Marchenko, rebounds there, and denied by Dobeš as well. Down low, Marchenko feeds it up top, then Ivan Provorov shoots it, blocked there on the right side by Noah Dobson. Slavkovsky then battling forward on the right side, picked back up again then by Fantilli. Pass in front, Marchenko with a good chance. Denied, rebound in front, denied as well by Dobeš. Plenty of chances coming on Dobeš here already to start. Marchenko on the right side, battling for it then with Suzuki. Puck is cleared all the way back to center then by the Habs into the Columbus zone. That'll be the first icing of the game. And plenty of great opportunities there immediately for Columbus. Jakub Dobeš making some big saves here in this one. Shots are already 4-0 in favor of the Blue Jackets. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Got a good crowd in here to start off this commentary. That makes me happy to see. I was a little bit worried because, again, going a couple of days without streaming, sometimes it has an impact on how the other streams do, but I'm glad you guys are showing out. In front then, trying to feed a pass up to Connor Garland. Matejchuk will clear it back down low into the Montreal zone as the Habs try to clear. Mike Matheson behind the net then gives up then to Dobson. On the right side, Newhook battling for. What's up, Richards? Welcome. Puck is deflected back into the Columbus zone. Greaves out of his own net to play it. Behind the net then, picking it up quickly with speed is Matejchuk, the young defenseman there, drafted in 2022. Feeds it up to trade deadline acquisition Connor Garland, who battles for it with Jaden Struble. On the right side, Ivan Demidov trying to get that puck as well. Down low with it, Olivier back over to Garland. Garland, right side up top, then to Gudbranson. Gudbranson will just shoot that one down low behind the net, then Garland gets it back. Up top to the point, Matejchuk, a shot! Saved by Dobish as a falling Monahan there in front. Could not convert. And Dobish already off to a really hot start here tonight. And had to make some big saves here. Columbus is off and running. This does, especially at this point in the season, Blue Jackets and Canadiens both trying to keep their positions in playoff spots. It does have that kind of playoff-like atmosphere. These are two teams that are young. They're up and coming. They're exciting to watch for sure. I haven't done enough Blue Jackets games. Definitely got to do more. What's up, Angela? Yes, sir. Glad I'm calling the Habs game, too. I can't wait to call more of them. Habs are one of my favorite teams to commentate. Face-off won by Montreal. It's cleared back to center then. Veleno battling for it on the right side. Werenski picks it back up then for the Jackets. Down low in the Columbus zone. Severson back over to Werenski. Will chip this puck off the boards to center. Gallagher steals it back then for Montreal. Battling for it on the right side with Isaac Lundestrom. It's cleared back to center. 2-on-2 developing. Banked off the boards. Then Miles Wood will grab that puck down low in the Montreal zone. He's tied up then in the corner by Gooley. Back up then to Veleno up top. Blue Jackets keep it in. Thrown back down low then into the corner then. Battling for that puck. Huge hit down low from Gooley on Miles Wood. And Carrier steals the loose puck. And we'll give it up to Newhook on the right side. Montreal clears it back to center. Columbus, the team here, giving the early pressure so far. Puck will slide back into the Montreal zone. Dobish will poke check this one away then down low for Carrier. Alex Carrier, his fourth straight 20-point season of his career. Boldu off the boards to Anderson. Stolen back then by Columbus. Marchman trying to get that puck. He was a traded acquisition. Pass over then for Marchenko. Up top then right side. Provorov, a shot is denied. If that even got on, it might have went wide. And the puck is cleared back to center. Here's a 2-1 developing. Boldu and Anderson. Anderson comes in. Shot wide there from Greaves on the right side. Dante Fabro back over then for Fantilli. Good 2-on-1 chance there for Montreal. Marchenko deking into the zone. Back to Fantilli. A shot off the post. Marchenko on the right side, skirts it around Slavkovsky. Marchenko will try and backhand that one on. He's knocked down to the ground. That's a penalty. We will get a Columbus power play here early. A mountain of boos off that referee's call, but it doesn't really matter what they think or do. Columbus is heading to the power play. Man, we are off and running here. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. Thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the wonderful commentary. Columbus will get the first power play of the game here tonight. I don't know why all my stuff reset. I had all the stuff pulled up, and now it's like making me refresh everything again. It's really strange. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in. It's greatly appreciated. Face-off's going to come up here now in the Montreal zone. It's a Columbus power play to kick things off here. Columbus has been one of the hottest teams in the NHL since the Olympic break. They hired Rick Bowness early in the calendar year of 2026, and they've been one of the best teams since. They've surged up to a playoff spot. They're now ahead of the Islanders by 2 points, looking to make that 4 here tonight. Face-off won by Columbus. Marchenko up top, throws it down low to Charlie Coyle. He's been really cooking with the Blue Jackets this year. Marchment battling with Fantilli, down low then to Coyle. Coyle up top then to Zach Werenski. Werenski at the point. Pass over then to Marchenko up top. Werenski, a shot. It's blocked in front. Carrier steals it back and clears it all the way back down into the Columbus zone. 30 seconds already gone on this CBJ power play. Here's Werenski down the right side. Pass goes off the boards. Then Montreal will clear it back to center. Marchenko in the neutral zone. Will scoot back around, drops it back to Werenski. Then moving it through center is Fantilli. Over then for Marchment. Tied up there with the puck. Dobson trying to get it and clear. Fantilli battling forward. It's cleared back to center. Werenski gets it back in time. Columbus struggling to break into the offensive zone and get shots on Dobish in this power play. Marchenko drops it back to Werenski. Werenski comes in through center. Pass down low. Marchment looks, waits, gets behind the net, then ran out of time. Pass in front, and not enough. Sticks there in front, and the puck slides away. Jackets get it back on the right side. Fantilli down low then for Marchment. Cross ice pass then to Marchenko. Kirill Marchenko will fan this one back to center. And a very frustrating power play here for the Blue Jackets to start this one off. For Montreal fans, I'm sure you're thrilled. Here's Werenski back to Severson. Played back over then for Connor Garland, who banks this one off the boards. Now Matheson battling forward on the right side. He's tripped to the ground, no call. Jenner feeds it up top to Provorov, a shot. Tipped in front, saved by Dobish. And he'll cover. And Jakub Dobish already off to a really good start here tonight. 6 shots faced. He's stopped all 6 of them. Columbus power play kind of winding down here. Taking a look at Zach Werenski. First in even strength goals. First in even strength points. Second in overall points. And he's got the second most average time on ice this season by any defenseman in the NHL. He's missed a lot of time, too. That should be factored in. The Blue Jackets, what they've done, a lot of it's been without Werenski, and it makes it all the more impressive. Face-off coming up now in the Montreal zone. 13 seconds to go on the Blue Jackets power play. Gallagher will be kicked out of the face-off circle. Evans will be kicked out of the face-off circle. Suzuki will come in. Off the draw, Montreal wins it. Matheson throws it off the boards. It'll slide all the way back into the Columbus zone. And that'll pretty much do it for the Columbus power play. No shots. One shot on that man advantage. Montreal will bank this one back to center as the Jackets were breaking that one back into the zone. Down low then Severson off the boards. Garland. Pass back over then to Jenner. Jenner cross ice pass. Provorov down low. Saved by Dobish. Another big stop. Here's Jenner. Down low then for Garland. Garland battling for it then in the corner with Monahan. On the right side, Montreal trying to clear the center. It's picked back up then quickly by Lane Hudson, who carries it through center, gives it to Suzuki. Suzuki back to Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky to Caulfield down low. The pass is blocked. Jenner breaks it back to center. Pass over then for Monahan. Now battling for it on the bench side with Suzuki. Here's Cole Caulfield down the right side. Poke checked away there by Matejchuk. Grab back then by Pythia. Olivier then carries it through center. Will backhand this one down low. Below the corner then, Sillinger up top. Shot from Gudbranson denied. Sillinger on the right side. 12.5 minutes to go in the first period. Olivier battling for it then with Gooley. He's tied up down low in the corner. Puck is still loose there down low. Lundestrom and Dobson trying to break it out. It's still stuck in the corner, and they finally get it free. Columbus will throw this one back to Gudbranson. Pass up top, then shot from Matejchuk. Through the traffic is blocked. It goes back up top, then Gudbranson. Pass back over then to Sillinger. Up top, deflected by Caulfield and out of play. Shots are 8-1 here in favor of Columbus. We will get our first commercial break. Columbus is off to a hot start, but it's scoreless here in Montreal. Dobish has been very solid. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I very much greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. We do commentaries like this every single week for all 32 teams. Also like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the wonderful commentary. Let's go over the status report here between these two teams tonight. This is per NHL.com. So St. Louis said on Tuesday that he will no longer reveal his lineup prior to game time for the rest of the season. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe just because of late decisions they want to make potentially. But the overall status report goes as follows. Danton Heinen took rushes on the second line with Monahan and Garland during the Jackets' morning skate. Johnson is out of the lineup. Wood will play in his first game. We saw him out there since March 9th after being a healthy scratch the past 8 games. And Montreal dressing kind of the same lineup they had against the Hurricanes on Tuesday. They won that game 5-2. And they're looking to pick up 2 more points here and kind of solidify themselves maybe in that third place spot. They're not too far behind Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is right there, but regardless of that, it may take a little bit to get back to the Bolts. 5 points back of Tampa Bay as of now. They win tonight. They're 3 back with no games in hand. So, I mean, like, that seems like that might be the likely series we see. It could be Lightning versus Canadiens in round 1, a rematch of the 2021 Stanley Cup Final. But that seems like that is going to be what we're going to see. We'll find out, but, you know, there you go. Happy opening day to all those who celebrate and watch the MLB. Montreal obviously hasn't had a baseball team in a long time. Columbus, they got the Reds, right? Because that's in Ohio as well. And Cleveland. They got Cleveland, too. Forgot about Cleveland. But, yeah, wearing my Phillies stuff today. They won against the Texas Rangers. They almost blew it at the end, but thankfully they were able to hold them off. Face-off here now in the Montreal zone is won back then by the Blue Jackets. Werenski back over to Marchment. Marchment on the right side, then up top to Werenski. Zach Werenski then looks for options. Down low, Marchenko back to Severson. Marchment below the line. Try to feed it up top to Severson. Fan on the pass, then point to the Werenski. A shot saved by Dobish. And the rebound is covered. Dobish already playing pretty well here tonight. Again, his watch with Nordic Stats. He's been really bad when I live stream him. I don't know what it is. He's only won 1 commentary when I've streamed him. He's just not been that great. He does have 23 wins this season, though, overall, so he's good when I don't stream him. St. Louis, sick of being given stuff for not playing Arbor and getting tired of the shit from Matheson. Give me crap for breakaways. Yeah, I think Matheson will be out of Montreal next year. He won't be on the Habs next year. Which I think that means like maybe you make another acquisition there on the back end. Or maybe they're really high on that Bryce Pickford guy, who's done really well this year for Medicine Hat. Here's Slavkovsky, cross-ice pass then for Cole Caulfield, who will dump it down low then into Columbus zone. Montreal getting their first real taste of offense here in the Columbus zone. It's been mostly Columbus for most of this game. Suzuki up top to Gooley. They're just cycling the puck. Carrier down low then Suzuki. Backhand in front goes wide of Greaves. Mabel of the line then Slavkovsky. Battling for that one in the corner. Slavkovsky to Caulfield. A shot denied by Greaves. And it's not Saturday, so Cole Caulfield not picking him up. Doesn't really give Caulfield much room on that one, but, you know, Jet Greaves, very good goaltender here as well. He's had good numbers in live commentary streams. Caulfield's never scored a goal when I've streamed him, by the way. He's never scored a goal when I streamed him. Maybe that changes here tonight. We streamed the Habs like 10 times, too. It's interesting. Face-off one then by the Blue Jackets. They will try and clear to center. They'll get it there successfully. Here's Wood. Back over to Lundestrom. A shot he was blocked off by Hudson. Puck goes up and out of play in light of that. Thank you all for tuning in. Got 50 people in this commentary to start. That's a pretty good start here for not being live since Saturday. I really appreciate that, guys. Be sure to subscribe down below if you're new, if you enjoy the commentary streams. 10:51 left to go. Face-off is won back then by Montreal. Struble on the right side, then the Boldu. Boldu will backhand this one back into the Columbus zone. Provorov will pick it up. It's an icing, so I guess that doesn't really matter. Shots are 8-2 here in favor of the Columbus Blue Jackets. On the ice is Sean Monahan playing for his former team. He played for Montreal for a hot minute. Face-off won by Montreal. He was pretty good for them, too. He traded him to Winnipeg for a first-round pick. That pick became Michael Hage. So, interesting thing to look at. Oh, I forgot about Reinbacher. That's right. Here's Struble. Clearing it down low, then into the corner. Anderson trying to grab that puck then for Montreal. Fed up top then to Struble. Right side then to Hudson. Hudson will try and get around Heinen. Now on the right side, Anderson battling forward with Fabro. Hudson below the line. Gets it back then for Montreal. Up top then. Boldu back down low to Struble. Shot! He scores! Jaden Struble, of all defensemen to pick up a goal, opens the scoring for Montreal. It's 1-0. Good movement there from the Habs in their own zone, and Struble with a nice pass from Boldu opens the scoring here again. Montreal was basically in their own zone for the first 10 minutes or so, and Jaden Struble gives Montreal a 1-0 lead. Assist on that goal, Zach Boldu and Lane Hudson. So Hudson picks up another assist there. His 59th of the season. He's been absolutely insane. Yeah, I wonder if the thing with Reinbacher is that they don't want to bring him up in a playoff race. I don't know if you can just scratch Matheson for the rest of the year. They did that for Montembault, but definitely, like, those things need to be changed. I wonder if we do see him at the end of the season. If Montreal's clinched, there's a couple games to go. Call him up, give him a shot, see how he looks. I wonder if that's what they maybe decide to do. It's a net front battle here down low in the corner. Matejchuk fighting with Kapanen. Gudbranson fighting with Demidov. Jaden Struble, his first goal of the season, makes it a 1-0 lead for Montreal. Columbus now breaks it through center. 3-on-2. Olivier into the zone. Below the line then. Pass in front. And Severson cannot get the shot on Olivier. Gets it back up top. Fires it on. It goes wide. Fantilli on the right side. Then Morenski back down low. Fantilli shot on. Saved by Dobish. Damon Severson. Pass back down low. Then it goes into the corner. Battling forward then is Olivier once again. Olivier back over then for Sillinger. Cole Sillinger below the line then fighting with Matheson. Montreal trying to clear the center. What's up, Stutzel Productions? How we doing? Here's Werenski now picking it back up in his own zone. Lane Hudson, fifth defenseman to reach 70 points this season in the NHL. Reached that with that point there. Down low behind the net then Greaves. It's tipped off of Slavkovsky's stick. Battling forward in the corner then. Jackets get it back. It's backhanded over then to center. Carrier on the right side. Back over then to Caden Gooley. Gooley, cross-ice pass, goes into the Montreal bench. 8:22 left to go here in this first period. Jaden Struble, with his first goal of the season, makes it 1-0 Montreal. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. We got 60 people in the chat. That is awesome to see. We will be live later on tonight for Kings and Canucks. That is the later game on our commentary schedule, so stay tuned for that. That's what's coming up on the channel here later on tonight. Not that crazy of a commentary later on. I mean, again, my other option was Oilers and Golden Knights, but I've already done that this year. I figured why not do a Kings Canucks stream. What's up, Sebastian? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. So again, as I said at the beginning of the stream, it's going to be a tough kind of schedule here for our commentaries for the rest of the season, for the rest of the month of March, and a little bit into April. My schedule at work, Easter plans. I'm going to a wedding this weekend. It's preventing me from doing any streams over the next couple of days. But don't worry, after Easter weekend, we'll be back. No, I'm not streaming the Panthers. I'm streaming Habs and Blue Jackets. I thought about it, but I'm doing this one instead. I also don't change streams midway through. I always stick on one stream, no matter how bad it's going for me. Fifth defenseman this season to hit 70 points. Lane Hudson picks up a secondary assist on the Jaden Struble goal, making it a 1-0 lead for Montreal. That's not true, Richards. We'll be live on Sunday for Stars and Flyers. Stars and Flyers on Sunday will be our commentary schedule. Here's Marchman on the right side battling for that puck. Whistle is blown. I'm doing this game, and then I'm doing Kings and Canucks later. Those are the two games that I'm doing. Kings and Canucks is my later one. Whistle blown dead here for a high stick on Marchman. 8:13 left to go in the first period. Yeah, so we'll be live on Sunday. Flyers and Stars is our game on Sunday. That's it then. Then we'll be live on like Wednesday, then the following Sunday. Then our stream schedule kicks back up to Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and so on and so forth. Columbus picks it up then in their own zone. Severson back up then to Jenner. Jenner will bank it down low into the Montreal zone. Wood off the boards then for Hudson. On the right side, it's grabbed back then through center. Gallagher will dump it down low then into the Columbus zone. Jackets 23-4 in there since January 11th. Here's Jenner back to Severson. He scores! Damon Severson snipes it, and the defensemen are getting us off and running early. We are tied here in Montreal. And that was a quick developing play there. It was a 2-on-1 break the other way. Jenner's going to get the primary assist. Lundestrom will get the secondary. Oilers is probably the best, but what time that stream is starting, it doesn't match up with this one, so can't do those two, unfortunately. Damon Severson makes it 1-1. A nice little goal there. That's Severson's 8th goal of the season. Face off at center then as one back by Montreal. Chipped off the boards and back into the Columbus zone. London, Provorov off the boards, then back to Coyle on the right side. Pass in front, broken up then. Here's Evans down low. Jake Evans clears it back over then to Bolduc. Bolduc battling for it on the right side with Sillinger. Anderson trying to chip that one off the boards. Coyle back up then for Olivier. Poke checked. Back down low then into the Montreal zone. Dobson back over to Evans. Evans down low then for Dobson as Montreal trying to hold that puck on the right side. It's nearly picked up then by Sillinger. It's cleared back into the Columbus zone. Icing with exactly 7 minutes to go. My clock is a little bit behind. I apologize for that. There we go. That is fixed. Hope you guys are having a good day so far. Charlie Coyle, 3rd career 50-point season this year. He's on the ice for Columbus currently. Opening day in the MLB, as I mentioned earlier as well. Hope you guys are taking in all that. Face off in the Columbus, or the Montreal zone. Sorry, I'm kind of on my game today. Face off one here by the Blue Jackets. Up top, Matejchuk shoots it on. It goes wide of Dobish on the right side. Grab back then by Garland. Connor Garland fires it on. Saved by Dobish. Rebounds in front. Monahan can't get that stick on. And it's cleared away then by the Habs. Here they come through center. Demidov through his legs. Gets it around Faber. He's cross-checked to the ground. And now things get physical on the right side. Here's some boos here in the Montreal crowd. Puck is chipped all the way back down low then into the Montreal zone. Dobish will clear this one off the boards. Back over for Kapanen. Kapanen right side then to Newhook, who dumps it down low into the Montreal zone. Greaves will give it up then, and it's cleared back to center. Habs get it back. Gooley off the boards, dumps it down low. Just kind of back and forth dumping the puck here. Marchenko trying to carry that one through center. Chipped off the boards then for Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky down low to Gooley. Below the line then, Caden Gooley now holds that puck. What's up, Rock and Roar? I'm doing good. How are you? Here's Suzuki. Dumps it down low into the Columbus zone. Chip back off to center. Fantilli at the point. Fires it off the pads of Dobish on the right side. Now Slavkovsky back to center. Suzuki, 3-on-2. First line, Caulfield Moves it into the zone. Gets tied up with that puck. Blue Jackets steal it right back. 3-on-2 the other way then for Columbus. Marchment to Fantilli. Fantilli on the right side then gets held off there by Dobson. Behind the net then Marchenko trying to throw it to center. Grab back then by Suzuki then below the line. Noah Dobson on the right side then for Montreal. The Blue Jackets have outshot Montreal significantly here in this one. But it's a 1-1 hockey game. Dobson chipped off the boards through center. Now Gallagher. Backhand is high above Greaves. Now Wood battling forward on the right side then to Jenner. Jenner trying to get it through the legs of Veleno. Denault battling forward as well. Montreal trying to clear that one down low. Gallagher fighting with Fabro. Down low in the corner then. Philip Denault, who was acquired midway through the season. Feeds it down low then to Gallagher. Hit off that puck by Provorov. Denault gets it back up top. Dobson to Matheson. Matheson will fire this one down low. Now Veleno on the right side. Trying to battle with this one through center. It's cleared back out of the zone. Montreal takes it back in. Dobson on the right side. Back over to Denault. Denault back to Dobson. Turnover forced there. Here come the Jackets the other way. It's Jenner. 2-on-1. Slap shot. Denied by Dobish. Here's Lundestrom on the right side. Whistle is blown. And I'm not exactly sure for what. It might have went up and out of play. Or Dobish's helmet actually is not working. Or his strap came off. So blew the whistle for that. Nice little slap shot there for Boone Jenner, who breaks into the zone. Dobish with the easy save. And we are tied at 1 here in Montreal. Not doing too bad. What are the other games that are on these schedule tonight? It is a pretty stacked NHL schedule. 13 games here tonight in the National Hockey League. Currently, you got 5 other ones going on. Besides this one, of course. And in terms of, teams, especially for the Blue Jackets, the Islanders are taking on the Stars. Islanders lead that game 1-0 over Dallas. And then there's really nothing else in terms of teams that are chasing Columbus specifically. Philadelphia's up on Chicago 2-0, but the Blackhawks, or not the Blackhawks, the Flyers are significantly behind a lot of the other teams in the playoff race. It's unlikely they get there, to be honest with you. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the wonderful commentary. I talked about Uri Slavkovsky today. He's had a real breakout season. He's taken a massive step from the year prior. I do want to correct myself on that video. I did say that I wasn't sure if he would get to 80 or 100 points. Looking at it now, and realizing he's also 21 years old, I think he can definitely get to 80 points. 100 might be out of the question. I'm not sure if he's that kind of a player, but I think Slavkovsky could get to 80, maybe 90 points once in his career, for sure. He's got the upside. Thank you, Rock and Roar. I appreciate it. Well, I'm working for a pro hockey team right now in the Reading Royals, trying to do some stuff for them, but in the meantime, practice my work here. Grow a fan base and talk to people about hockey on here as well, and just overall have a good time. So Jaden Struble, career goals in the NHL, 7 heading into this game. He picks up his 8th career NHL goal tonight. Down low behind the net then. Off the boards then to Montreal battling forward behind the net then. Picked back up then by Lane Hudson. Hudson feeds it back to center. Gabranson back over then to Anderson, who backhands it down low. Columbus grabs it back then in the corner. Shots 12-3 in favor of the Blue Jackets. There have been no shots for Montreal since that Struble goal. Breaking into the zone then is Evans. He gets the puck away from him a little bit. Then Matejchuk picks it up then for the Blue Jackets. Cleared back to center. Coyle off the boards then for Sillinger on the right side. Olivier battling for it. Cleared back to the right side then. Hudson fighting with Sillinger. Struble below the line then. Will jab at that puck in the corner. Up top, Gudbranson shoots it. Tipped in front. Coyle, they got a shot on that puck, but it wasn't enough. Down low in the corner, Sillinger jabbing at that puck, trying to get that one down low. It's thrown back into the Montreal zone furthermore. Werenski On the right side up top, Olivier shoots it. Save by Dobish. 12th save of the game for Jakub Dobish. 3:02 left to go in this first period. Sorry, my clock's a little bit off. It's not used to doing this. It's been a while since we streamed. Face-off coming up here now in the Columbus zone. Furthermore, Blue Jackets out shooting Montreal by 10. Significant shooting difference here, but score is tied. Down low in the corner then, Dobson. Off the boards then for Newhook. Pick back up then on the right side. Here's Kapanen who fires it on Greaves. He makes the easy save. And there's Montreal's first shot in a hot minute. Jed Greaves been highly profiled as one of the up-and-coming Canadian-born goaltenders. I've seen a couple roster projections having Jed Greaves on his team, on Team Canada. And that is an interesting choice there for sure. Not saying it's a wrong choice whatsoever. He's a great goaltender, but you do think like Bennington getting a little bit older, he may not make that team next year. Thompson's getting up there in age. Darcy Kemper's getting up there in age as well. It may be time to give somebody else a shot. And with Jed Greaves kind of starting to improve furthermore, it could be his time soon. We'll see. World Cup of Hockey, less than 2 years from now in 2028. Host cities Edmonton, Calgary, and Prague. Puck is down low in the Montreal zone. It'll be fun to see. Like, again, like the Olympics were so much fun. I can't wait for 2028. Feels like a lifetime away from now, though. But it'll come fast, I'm sure. Here's Demidov battling for them with Werenski. Right side then to Oliver Kapanen. Down low in the Columbus zone. Demidov will fire this one off the boards. Back up top then. Struble to Matheson. Matheson shoots it. Saved by Greaves, who gets that one through the traffic. And a good stop there by Jed Greaves to keep this a tight hockey game. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. We have 80 people here in this commentary. That is awesome to see. And I appreciate all your guys' support here on the commentary streams this season. It's been fun. It sucks because, like, you know, again, we don't do these, we can't do these very often, especially this time of the year in March where I'm trying to, you know, work as much as I can my actual job so I can take off most of April to stream the playoffs. Here's Gallagher on the right side. Gallagher feeds it up top then for Matheson. Matheson cross-ice pass then. Shot from up top is blocked. Pass on the right side then. Gallagher down low. Clears it around then for the Blue Jackets. Less than 2 minutes to go in this first period. Yeah, Monty definitely not making that Olympic team. He's had a really bad year here in Montreal. Unless if he bounces back, I highly doubt it. But this has been a horrendous year for Sam Montembeault. Here's Caden Gooley. Off the boards then for Cole Caulfield, who will flick this one down low into the Columbus zone. Provorov gets it behind the net then for the Jackets. Ivan Provorov. Off the boards up top. Gooley fires it wide. Fabro. Banked off the boards. Trying to clear that one away then. Here's Suzuki, who will carry it back to center. And Gooley off the boards back over and dumped into the Columbus zone. Approaching the final minute of play of this first period. Here's a pass in front. Caulfield, a shot! And he fires it wide. I don't know if Greaves got a piece of that as Caulfield ran right into the offensive zone and got a grade A chance there in front. Now battling for it on the right side is Carrier with Jenner. Puck will slide furthermore down low into the Montreal zone. 45 seconds left to play. Struble will drop it back down low. Behind the net then, Gooley picks it up then for the Habs. Caden Gooley now will feed this pass all the way back into the Columbus zone. Gabranson fighting with Boldu. Boldu trying to poke check this one past Fantilli back on the right side then. Marchment trying to feed a pass to center. Montreal steals it back. Here they come back into the zone. Evans to Boldu. Evans up top to Hudson. Right side then. Shot from the point into the chest of Jed Greaves, who makes a relatively easy save. Offensive zone with 14 seconds to go in this first period. Yeah, I wonder what happens there with Montembeault. It seems like with Montreal, I don't know if you could buy him out or trade him away. That they're going to get rid of him somehow. Mutual termination or something like that. Face off here in the Columbus zone. It's one back then by the Blue Jackets. Provorov off the boards and on the right side to Dobson. Puck is cleared back to center. 5 seconds left to go. Montreal will hold it in their own zone. Hudson off the boards then to Demidov, and that runs down the clock here in this first period. End of period number 1, and that was a fun one here in Montreal. Jaden Struble and Damon Severson make it a 1-1 hockey game here in this very tight Eastern Conference matchup. And that being said, folks, it is intermission time. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you got to do. We'll be back for the start of period number 2 momentarily. This is the countdown till the second period. Thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement. We already have 24 likes here on this live commentary. I really appreciate that and your guys' support. Subscribe down below as well. What's up, Chris? Welcome to the stream. Guerin would be nuts to not include Caulfield in the World Cup of Hockey. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, the thing is with Guerin is like I feel like, and this is just me saying my opinion, I feel like Guerin views Caulfield as a liability due to his size. And I disagree with that. I don't think that's right. Caulfield, very good offensive player, just super talented there. Has got a great shot. I think you put him on that power play, maybe not as a full-time role, but I think he'd be exciting to watch there and just a pretty good offensive weapon for Team USA. But we'll see. They didn't put Robertson on the team either. They still won gold, so nobody talks about it unless they lose. If you win, nobody cares who's not on the team. If you don't win, it's all you hear about until the next tournament. I know we heard about it when Thompson wasn't on the team for the Four Nations. He was on the team for the Olympics. What's up, King? I was wondering where you were. Yeah, it's time to watch the game. You missed that first period. It was a pretty exciting one. Struble and Severson were the 2 goals in that one. And it is a 1-1 score here in Montreal. So Struble from Zach Bolduc and Lane Hudson. I believe that is Struble's first goal in a commentary stream. Trying to confirm that here really quick. I can. Yes, it is. It's cool to see new guys picking up goals in commentaries. I was looking forward to seeing Connor Garland as well. And Bolduc picked up an assist as well on that goal. Bolduc really producing really well. Yeah, so we'll see what happens there, obviously, with Sam Montembeault. Jet Greaves, like, I have seen a couple of World Cup of Hockey Team Canada projections, or even Olympic projections for 2030. Still a long time away from that, by the way. We shouldn't be thinking about that now necessarily, but Jet Greaves has been put on that Team Canada roster. He is a good goaltender. He's put up some good numbers, but it's a matter of we'll see what he can do with that Team Canada roster. And obviously 2 years from now, things could change. I mean, they named the roster, I think, like that December before, but I don't know. Damon Severson, first goal in a commentary stream as well here tonight. First time in a while we've streamed Columbus. We haven't really streamed the Blue Jackets that much to begin with here on this channel, but hoping to change that here. Hoping to make the Stanley Cup playoffs and we can commentate them at least 2 or 3 times. Isaac Lundestrom picking up his first watch with Nordic Point there as well. You guys have any questions for me, anything you guys want to talk about, please comment them in the comment section down below, and we will discuss anything Montreal related, Columbus related, NHL related, not NHL related. I'll talk about some MLB. If you guys want to talk about some baseball, Christopher Sanchez, 10 strikeouts today. That's my boy. Love to see that. Really helped me out in fantasy today, that's for sure. That's for sure. So it should be an interesting second period coming up here. Again, later on tonight, we are doing the Los Angeles Kings and the Vancouver Canucks. Drew Doughty facing off there against Zeev Boyman is in Vancouver. That'll be our second commentary tonight. Then after that, I mean, again, I talked about it during the game. We should talk about it now, what our commentary schedule is going to look like heading into the latter stages. So our last stream of March will come on Sunday the 29th. Flyers and Stars will be our only stream that day. And then that following week, we will only be live on Wednesday and Sunday. It'll be 2 commentaries next week. Ducks versus Sharks, 9 o'clock Eastern time on Wednesday, April 1st. And then Blues versus Avalanche, 9:30 Eastern time on April 5th. That is Easter Sunday, so we'll be live on Easter Sunday, don't worry. And then that kind of kicks off we'll be back to our regularly scheduled program. We'll do streams on we'll do streams on the 6th, streams on the 8th, streams on the 9th. So not next week, but the following week, 6 commentary streams that week. So we're getting back into the groove. To answer your question, JP, I do not own any wooden sticks. I own a couple of sticks, but I was never really into getting sticks. Like, I don't really have anywhere to put sticks in my room. I do own a couple Flyers sticks. Like, I own a signed Wayne Simmons stick. I think it's in my other house. But I don't really have a place to put sticks, to be honest with you. It's not that I wouldn't want to, but it's something that I really just don't do, to be honest. So was Dobish's numbers off a little bit? I felt like did I not update his stats? Oh, that's not right. Where is Dobish? Here we go. No, that's right. Is my wedding coming up? No, it's not my wedding. It's not my wedding. No, it's somebody in my girlfriend's family. I made a promise that I would go to the wedding with her. But to be honest, actually, if it weren't for the wedding, I wouldn't be streaming anyway. I'd be doing the Royals because the Royals are at home all weekend. So I'd be doing the Royals anyway, but no, it's not my wedding. No, we're still a ways away from that. No, I'm not laughing. I'm not like laughing at you like you're stupid. I'm just imagining that. Like it's funny you think I'm getting married. Don't worry. No, not yet. Not yet. Maybe eventually.
unpredictable. But you can flare less with the
30 likes on the commentary. Thank you all so much for that. That is greatly appreciated. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. Helps out with the engagement. Brings more people into the commentary. We are tied at 1 after 20 minutes of play. Pretty good first period, too, if I do say so myself. Shots were 13-6. Just a +1. Thought you said I need likes for an engagement ring. Well, give me the likes for the engagement ring still. I meant that it helps out with the engagement, like, to bring more people onto the stream. Your likes don't get me an engagement ring. But sorry, I probably said it too fast. Sometimes I do that. No. Engagement ring. Maybe someday. I'm 19. I'm too young to get married. Too young to do that. She's not even graduated high school yet. She's 18. She's 18. She's 18 and she graduates in May. Before anybody starts to come at me.
There's a lot to be decided, including for a team like the Ottawa Senators, who have been hit really hard by injuries as they push for a playoff spot. There's also a couple big questions that hover around the other team in the province of Ontario. With the latest from Insider Trading, here's Gino Reda. We know the Leafs aren't going to make the playoffs, but other than that, there's still much to be determined.
Insider trading. Here on my feed. Thank you all for tuning in. We're about to cross over the 1,000 view mark on this commentary stream. Thank you all so much for that. It is greatly appreciated. Keith Pelly having one-on-one meetings with the Maple Leaf staff. That's interesting.
Within the organization, but also meeting with people and picking the brains of people throughout the industry and throughout the league. But the urgency is that he's got a decision to make, and more than one. But it starts with the GM position, Brad Freeland, who has one more year left on his contract. Does Pelly decide to stick with?
Be sure to check out our top 10 defenseman list that just released yesterday. Released it kind of later in the day. Didn't have a lot of time during the day to edit the video and upload it. But that's the new video that came out yesterday. We're doing our top 10 wingers tomorrow. Video's already made and set to go out at 3 o'clock. Hope I didn't get your girlfriend thinking you were going to pop the question. Not yet. Maybe eventually. We're in a good relationship. We've been together for almost 2.5 years. Maybe eventually. You never know. But we're far away from even. I'm far away from even thinking about that. Come on, Canadians. Come on, let's go Montreal. Let's go Jackets. Love to hear that. We got fans from both teams in the commentary. That's exactly how I love to see it. So good to see all of you guys here on the chat. Love to have fans from both teams. Get perspectives from both sides here on the commentary. That makes it fun. Go Atlanta Flames. Oh, Atlanta Flames. What a time to be alive. Don't have any Atlanta Flames stuff. I have Calgary Flames stuff, but not Atlanta Flames things. Got about 4.5 minutes to go till the start of period number 2. It was Struble and Severson who scored the 2 goals in that first period to make it a 1-1 hockey game. Watching the game on TV, nice.
But definitely it's a case of these players being compared against one another, but also looking at each other, wondering who's going to sign and where those numbers go this summer. To coaching in his second season back with the Sabres,
Shots 13-6, making sure that's right. Everything else is right. Assists have not changed. That was Struble's. Yep, you wouldn't want to lose it. Struble, 6th career NHL goal. Sorry, not his 8th. I read that wrong. His 6th career NHL goal. I don't know where I got 7 from. He has had 5 NHL goals prior to this one. He had 2 last year. Gets his first of the year this year, which is pretty nuts. I must say.
Similarly, in terms of someone who's getting better like fine wine with age, 66-year-old Lindy Ruff. Is there a better story than the Buffalo Sabres?
If the Blue Jackets suck balls, then why are they second in the Metro? Hey, they really did turn it around. Bonus has been awesome. They were last in January. It's crazy how much they've turned around.
I texted Lindy Ruff and I said, "What do you think about coaching again past this year?" And he said, "I'm just trying to take it one game at a time," which frankly, Gino, is a good way to approach life. Yeah, great timing by a couple of great coaches. They are the insiders, Chris Johnston and Pierre LeBrun.
All right, I got about 2 minutes to go here until the start of period number 2 between the Montreal Canadiens and the Columbus Blue Jackets coming up here in a couple of moments. Pretty fast first intermission, if I do say so myself.
We're working together and growing together. Where ambition meets intuition, and we're best in class meets best in community. That's unity. That's Diamond Credit Union.
Cole Caulfield's your adopted hockey son. Yeah, his energy, Mr. Saturday Night's been a lot of fun to watch. I agree.
Okay, Gus, make a wish. That was some blowout. Wow, the new blowout family of games from the Pennsylvania Lottery with big top prizes. Did someone say blowout?
If you have a small business, you might not know you could be wasting money on your mobile plan, paying for stuff you don't need. But with my biz plan from Verizon Business, you choose exactly what you want.
If the Blue Jackets make playoffs, you'll do a bracket challenge. I should do a bracket challenge. That'd be a good idea. Haven't done that in a while. I did that like a couple years ago. I don't think I did one last year. Should do one this year, though. I think we're almost ready to get started here with the second. 36 likes. Nice. Thank you all so much for that. I really appreciate it. All righty, everyone. Let's get ready for the start of period number 2 here between the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Montreal Canadiens here tonight. First period recap as I struggle to write second period on the screen. Goals were scored by Jaden Struble and Damon Severson in that opening period to make it a 1-1 game after 20 minutes. Getting ready for the next 20 coming up here in just a moment. Stats through 20. Shots are 13-6 in favor of Columbus. Faceoffs were dead even, 50% on both sides. Power plays, Columbus went 0 for 1. Montreal yet to have a power play tonight. Hits were 10-9 Montreal, and block shots were 11-2 in favor of the Canadiens. They have had a lot of block shots this year. Period number 2 and a big Eastern Conference matchup between the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Montreal Canadiens. And we are underway. Face-off is won back then by the Blue Jackets off the boards and chipped back down low into the Montreal zone. Sillinger battling for it then with Carrier in the corner. Charlie Coyle on the right side there as well, fighting for it down low. It's tied up in the corner. Finally broken free then. Jackets get it back, trying to clear to center. Coyle on the right side, then below the line, puts it through his legs. Down low, looks for options, then fighting with Gooley. Stolen back then by the Canadiens, cleared back around them behind the net. Matheson grabs it back then for Montreal. Here come the Habs through center. Carrier will backhand it down low into the Columbus zone. Sillinger fighting with Zach Bolduc. Down low then, Severson back over to Zach Werenski. Werenski to Wood. Wood on the right side then, feeds a pass to center. 3-on-2 the other way. Wood to Sillinger. Backhand pass there, goes wide of any other Columbus player. They all go to get a line change now. Montreal holds it back in their own zone. Matheson carries it through center. Gives it up then for Caulfield. Caulfield pass back down to the corner. Below the line then, Provorov. Feeds a pass to center. Montreal steals it back. Suzuki on the right side up top. Dobson a shot. And that one goes wide. Montreal keeps it in the zone. Suzuki battling forward then in the corner with Slavkovsky. Down low there as well as Fabro. Puck is banked up top. Dobson cross-ice pass. Over then. Shot on. Goes into the glove of Greaves. With 18:30 to go. Face-off coming up here now in the Montreal zone, or the Columbus zone in just a moment. What's up, Hugh? Welcome to the stream, Hugh. Good to see you. Got 90 people here in this commentary. Face-off won by Montreal. Lane Hudson, down low pass in front there, broken up by the Blue Jackets and cleared back to center. Marchment will backhand this one down low into the Montreal zone. Dobish behind the net will fire this one off the boards all the way back to center. Matejchuk gets it back then for the Blue Jackets. Will hold this one behind their own net. Right side then for Marchenko. Cleared back to center. Marchment loses the puck. Down below the line then, Fantilli trying to take it back then for Columbus. Marchment on the right side, stolen back then by Montreal, thrown back to center. Demidov feeds it up top. Down low then, battling for that one was Newhook. It's picked back up then easily by the Blue Jackets. Fantilli chipped off the boards then, back to center. He'll carry it down the other way. Gets tied up there by two Montreal defenders. Now Denault off the boards to Carrier. Carrier thrown back to center. Here's Joe Veleno. Gets knocked off the puck there by Werenski. Still battling for it down low in the corner. Gallagher gets it back for the Habs. Gallagher battling then on the right side with Marchman. Mason Marchman trying to backhand that one to center. Below the line then Werenski. Off the boards, back over to Marchenko. Marchenko to Werenski. Zach Werenski takes it back down the right side. Will carry it into the Montreal zone. Backhand there on Dobish is denied. Monahan down low in the corner fighting with Denault. Philip Denault grabs it back behind the net then again for the Habs. Struble below the line. Struble will chip this one off the boards to center. Now Werenski battling for it then with Denault. It's picked back up pretty easily then by Severson on the right side back to Connor Garland. Here's Garland into the zone. Holds it on the right side then, battling for it alongside Carrier. Will chip it down low. He'll get it back. And now tied up in the corner then with Carrier. Puck is cleared back to center. Here's Jake Evans. He'll dump that one down low into the Columbus zone. Anderson tried to take the puck away from Greaves. Handles it back to center. Montreal dumps it back down low. A lot of back and forth here to start this one off. 16-10 left to go here in this second period. We are still tied at 1. Bolduc to Dobson. Dobson will chip it off the boards and dump it down low into the Columbus zone. Fabro back over them behind the net then. Garland back over to Fabro, who will attempt to get it to center. He'll do so successfully. Habs pick it up. Dump back into the Columbus zone. Both teams struggling to get really any offensive zone pressure here in this period. Garland gains the line, chips it down low, grabbing it back, then Coyle throw to centering pass. Was almost a dang it. Up top then to Sillinger. Cross-ice pass broken up by Caulfield. Cole Caulfield back over then for Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky on the right side. Looks. Pass is blocked there by Sillinger. Dobson then battling for it down low. Sillinger gets it back for the Jackets and gets it to center. Olivier carries it into the zone. Matthew Olivier then will play it below the line then. Backhanded down low to Sillinger and intercepted by Lane Hudson. Hudson up to Suzuki. 5 minutes gone here in this second period. Caulfield is shot. Goes wide of Greaves then on the right side. Here's Denton Matejchuk now through center. Matejchuk will drop it back. It's stolen back again by the Habs. And here's Suzuki. Down and all alone. Comes in. Pass over is blocked by Severson. Great opportunity there, but it was blocked off the pass. Now a point shot goes wide of Greaves as well as Struble with a good chance there. Puck slides back into the Montreal zone as Columbus clears it the other way. Hudson off the boards to Struble. Jacket trying to keep it. There's Wood all alone. Denied by Dobish. And a pass back down low. Dobish gets there in time. And puck deflects off and out of play. What an opportunity there for Miles Wood, but he is denied. Not a lot of offensive zone chances here in this second period. Shots are 2-1 in favor of the Blue Jackets. Jakub Dobish doing a phenomenal job. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. We are up to 37 likes. That is awesome to see. Thank you all so much for tuning into this wonderful commentary. Face off in the Montreal zone. Suzuki versus Fantilli. 14.5 minutes to go here in this second period. Werenski. Pass back to Fantilli. Broken up then by Montreal. It's cleared back to center. Then Marchenko. Back over to Adam Fantilli. Fantilli cross-ice pass then to Marchenko, who brings it back into the Montreal zone. He's tripped. And then Gooley battling for it down low in the corner with Carrier. Marchenko. Pass in front. Marchman can't get it there on his stick to fire that one past Dobish. Greaves will pick it up down low in the Columbus zone. Severson off the boards to Marchment. Mason Marchment brings it through the zone. Carries it down the left side. Pass in front. Marchenko waits. Back to Werenski. A shot. And that one deflects through the traffic and wide. He had Dobish beat, but couldn't get a clear shot on. Here's Demidov with speed. He'll try and get a while Werenski. He's nailed down into the corner. Demidov banks it off the boards. Back to the right side, then to Matheson. Severson fighting there with Demidov. Pass over is broken up as Kapanen grabs it back then for Montreal. Up top, Dobson. Down low then for Demidov. Demidov on the right side then feeds it up to the point. Matheson shoots it, and it goes off of Greaves. Back down low to the corner. Werenski fighting them with Kapanen. Still a battle for it down low in the corner. Severson trying to get that puck free on the right side. Demidov is battling for it as well. Finally, it does come free. Demidov feeds a pass up to the point. Nobody is there to grab that puck. It slides all the way back down low into the Montreal zone. Would rather that than a breakaway the other way. Matheson off the boards then for Evans. Evans to Boldu. Boldu, a shot! Saved there by Greaves of the pad. And Columbus will clear to center. Struble off the boards then for Hudson. Hudson through center then for Boldu. It's blown dead for an offsides. With 12:19 to go. And now we got some physicality going on here in front of the Columbus bench. And it's a whole line brawl there down low in the neutral zone as Boldu getting into it with Fabro. I'm not exactly sure how this started. I think it was Wood getting into it with Jake Evans. And the physicality kind of exploding here in Montreal. Again, we expected that. We expected the physicality to mount. And there will be some penalties assessed for this. It might be a Columbus power play coming up. I think it might be 4-on-4. I'm not going to say that's officially a Blue Jackets power play. No, it's 4-on-4. Or at least it's what it looks like. It looks like it'll be a 4-on-4 here when we return. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement. Brings more people into the commentary. We will be live later tonight for Kings and Canucks. That'll be the commentary stream later on here on the channel. All right, see you, David.
Wow, the new blowout family of games from the Pennsylvania Lottery with big top prizes.
Did someone say blowout?
Get the latest Galaxy for $0 at Verizon. And use Circle to search with Google to swipe a whole new look.
Oh my gosh. So it looks like Jake Evans is going to be assessed two penalties here, or my thing is inaccurate. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. NHL.com says it's the Blue Jackets power play. I couldn't really tell. Evans could get the instigator, and it could be a Blue Jackets power play. I'm not exactly sure. It was off of a hit on Lane Hudson. And Hudson gets into it there with Wood. Evans comes in and joins the fun. So it's going to be 4-on-4. It's not a Columbus power play. I apologize for that. NHL.com kind of lying to me there. And yeah, Hudson's not going to take crap from nobody as the physicality mounted there in front of the Columbus bench. And it results in some 4-on-4 here for 2 minutes. Hudson out there on the ice. Did not get a penalty on that play, despite being the one who was fighting with Wood. Lane Hudson becomes the 4th Montreal Canadiens defenseman to have a 70-point season, joining Larry Robinson, Guy Lapointe, and Chris Chelios. It's a pretty good list to be a part of. Robinson and Lapointe doing it twice. And I can guarantee you Lane Hudson will do it more than twice. What an incredible young career Lane Hudson's had, racking up the assists on the back end for Montreal. He's top 5 in points in the entire National Hockey League amongst defensemen. What an incredible year he's had. Greaves is not doing bad yet. Just doesn't face a lot of shots. Face off here now outside of the Columbus zone. It's going to be Coyle versus Suzuki. Face off one back then by the Blue Jackets. Severson will drop this one back then off the boards. Werenski back to Severson. Thrown ahead then for Marchenko. Kirill Marchenko down the right side. Carries it below the line. Marchenko battling forward with Hudson. Back down low behind that. Marchenko in front. Werenski, a shot. It's tipped off a stick. And back over to the right side. Now Caulfield battling forward back over to Marchenko. Marchenko below the line. Kirill Marchenko now trying to play that one all the way back into the Columbus zone. Again, it's 4-on-4 here for 1:20. 11:40 to go in this second period. Adam Fantilli carries it down the right side for Columbus. Fantilli cross-ice pass. Marchenko up top. Werenski at the point then will circle back to center. Severson gets it back for the Blue Jackets. Severson fighting with Ivan Demidov. Chipped off the boards then for Werenski. Zach Werenski carries it through center back to Marchment. Marchment to Fantilli. Up top, Werenski on the right circle. Dekes it around Veleno. A shot! And that one goes wide. And back into the Blue Jackets zone. Here's Provorov. 35 seconds to go. Fantilli drops it back then to Marchment. Up top to the point then. Shot goes wide of Dobish and back into center. Slavkovsky battling forward then with Marchment. He does not have enough time. Turnover in front. Habs trying to clear it down low. Jackets re-control the puck. It's Provorov behind the net then for the Jackets. 4-on-4 winding down. 10 more seconds to go. Provorov just regrouping at his own end, looking for the right lane. He'll give it back for Monahan. Sean Monahan now through center. Dekes around the offense. Comes into the zone. Marchment shoots it. And it goes off of Dobish. Or wide and out of play or something like that. And we're now back to 5-on-5 as Evans and Wood will exit. Shots are 15-10 in favor of Columbus. Goaltender check here with their stats. Jet Greaves, 9 saves on 10 shots, 900 save percentage. Dobish, 14 saves on 15 shots, 933. Face-off in the Montreal zone with 10:16 to go. It'll be Evans versus Monahan. Face-off is won back then by the Blue Jackets. Matejchuk on the right side. Clears it back behind the net then to Garland. Dobson trying to steal that one back. He'll do so successfully. Dobson to center then for Evans. Thrown back then and furthermore into the Columbus zone. Now Matejchuk will battle for that puck. We have crossed over the halfway mark of the game in the period. Through center then Monahan. Chips it off the boards back down low. On the right side, Dobish battling forward, trying to feed a pass in front. Down low in the corner then Boldu. Fighting then on the right side with Heinen. Still a tie-up down low. Garland trying to get that one loose. You might be able to get another 7-game win streak. If you do, you make the playoffs. 100%. Puck slides into the Blue Jackets zone. No icing. Matejchuk back over then. And chipped off the boards to center. Heinen will dump this one down low into the corner. Dobson gets it back then for Montreal. Chipped off the boards by Lane Hudson. Carries it through center. Hudson shoots it there on Greaves. He makes the easy pad save. Blue Jackets will carry it now through center. Werenski off the boards then for Olivier. Down low then Lane Hudson battling for that puck. In the corner, Hudson thrown ahead then for Gallagher. Gallagher will dump this one into the Blue Jackets end. Now Denault battling forward alongside Greaves. Lucky you. I'll be going to a Flyers game Sunday. Here's Hudson. A shot saved by Greaves is tipped. Gallagher below the line. Shoots it into the glove of Greaves. Over halfway through the game and the period. We are still tied at 1 apiece here in this big Eastern Conference matchup. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. We got 49 likes on this commentary. That is absolutely unbelievable. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the wonderful commentary. We are less than 80 subscribers away, nearly 75 subs away from 5,500, nearly halfway to 6,000. It's been absolutely unbelievable what our channel has been able to do the last couple of months. I am so excited for the Stanley Cup playoffs and what that holds. 6K is definitely a reality before the beginning of June. That's the goal. 6K by June is the goal we're trying to get to. One less point than Montreal, but we're second Metro and they are third Atlantic. Love the Metro being so meh. Yeah. Metro is pretty meh, ain't it? Face-off coming up here now in just a moment in the Columbus zone. Shots are 15-13 in favor of the Blue Jackets. Taking a look at Zach Werenski won the 2025 World Championship and the 2026 Milano Cortina Winter Olympics. What a great Olympics those were back last month. That was a month ago. Like, can we believe that? That was a month ago when the United States beat Canada. It's crazy how much time flies. Face-off won by Montreal up top. Struble down low then to Newhook. Newhook up top. Struble a shot. And that one goes wide and out of play. Am I a Habs fan? No, I am not. I am not a Blue Jackets fan either, though. I'm just a guy who loves to commentate hockey. Both getting a point is what you don't want. Yes, you are correct. There is a possibility that the Blue Jackets could fall to that second wild card spot or something like that. Face off here now in the Blue Jackets zone. Again, you want one or the other to get a point, not both. Face off won by the Blue Jackets. Down low then. Fabro back off the boards to Provorov. Ivan Provorov on the right side. Chips it to center. Jenner. Back to Fabro. Jenner trying to dump that one into the Montreal zone. Puck goes up and out of play as he fired that one down low into the zone. I wonder if we see something called out of that. Shots are actually 15-12. My apologies. Jaden Struble, second round pick in 2019 as one of the goals tonight. Face off at center is taken back then by the Blue Jackets. Fabro will dump this one down low into the Montreal zone. Dobish off the boards, kept in by Columbus. Up top, Provorov. Backhanded into the zone then by Fabro. Lundestrom behind the net then. Lundestrom feeds it up top then to Provorov. Provorov down low for Jenner. Jenner back to Wood. At the point then, Fabro will clear this one back around behind the net. Grabbed over then by Demidov. Demidov to Struble. Struble feeds it to center. Kapanen back over to Provorov. On the right side then, Jenner dumping it down low then, back over for Lane Hudson. Hudson will throw this one here through center. Lane Hudson loops around then back into the Montreal zone. Hudson over then for Struble. Will chip it off the boards to Cole Caulfield. Caulfield back to Hudson. Through center, Slavkovsky. Back to Caulfield. Caulfield through center. Gets around the Blue Jackets D. He gets tied up there at the last moment before getting a shot on. Here's Slavkovsky down the right side. Less than 7 minutes to play here in the second. Dobson to Suzuki, a shot. It's denied through the traffic. Grab back then on the right side. Gudbranson will backhand this one down low into the Montreal zone. Matheson off the boards, then back to Monahan. Up top, Werenski. Pass back, Gudbranson, denied. What's up, Habs? How we doing? Here's Suzuki, who will dump this one down low into the Blue Jackets' end. Matejchuk behind the Columbus net. Shots are 16-12 in favor of the Jackets. Matejchuk loops it back around, down low then into the Columbus zone. Chance here in the Montreal arena. Go Habs, go. Here's Fantilli. Dekes it into the Montreal zone. It's broken off the boards. Then Marchenko grabs it back. Fantilli, a shot. Fired it wide. He had a wide open chance. One-on-one on Dobish and fired it wide. Oh, man. He'll be thinking about that one tomorrow. Anderson tried to clear. Marchment keeps it in back to Fantilli. Fantilli on the right side then. Down low behind the net then. Marchment. Back to Marchenko. Marchenko up top. Severson to Fantilli. Back to Marchenko. Blue Jackets trying to get a shot on. Marchenko to Werenski. Down low then. Pass over. Marchenko fires it wide. Puck will slide back to center. Then a whistle is blown, and we have a penalty coming up. And an interference call coming up. And it is against the Blue Jackets. Montreal will head to the power play here with a little over 5 minutes to go in period number 2. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the commentary. A lot has happened for your Wings to get to a wild card spot. That means both winning and no 5-point games in the Atlantic down the stretch. Yeah, you got to keep winning. You meant 3-point. Yeah, I knew you meant 3-point. I just said 5 just because. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it. I work for a pro hockey team in the Reading Royals, doing some work for them. I'm a freshman in college, so I'm still a ways away from even getting a job in or legitimate job in broadcasting. I do work for the Reading Royals. I've done some other shadowing things and all that stuff, looking at other teams too, seeing what they do. I'm trying to get myself into the field, but I'm still a little bit too young to do that. But I have this so I can practice my commentary skills and talk to all you great people about hockey and all that good stuff. We got 120 people here in the chat. That is absolutely awesome. Thank you all for tuning in and subscribing down below. It's greatly appreciated. We are about to cross over the 2,000 view mark here on this commentary stream. We got a Montreal power play coming up here in just a moment. Interference on Josh Anderson. Zach Werenski will go to the box. Power play coming up for Montreal. Happy opening day for baseball for those who celebrate. What's going on in the MLB right now? Dodgers and Diamondbacks starting up soon. Might be able to catch a little bit of Guardians-Mariners. Tigers beat the Padres. Red Sox shut out the Reds. Orioles beat the Twins. What's up, Bon? Thank you, Sebastian. I appreciate it. Yeah, tied game. Should be a good finish here. Still got another period to go. Face-off coming up now in the Montreal zone. It's going to be Suzuki who takes the draw. Face-off won by Montreal. Hudson up top, back to Caulfield. Caulfield down low then for Suzuki. Montreal's power play, top 3 in the NHL heading into tonight. Caulfield below the line then to Suzuki. Suzuki down low to Caulfield. Caulfield to Slavkovsky, a shot. It's in the crease. Demidov couldn't get a clear stick on it to tuck it into the wide open back door. And Columbus will clear to center. Hudson will go back into the Montreal zone furthermore and try and take this one through center. Hudson will drop it back to Suzuki. Suzuki banked it off the boards then around Provorov. Gudbranson on the right side. Puck is cleared back into the Blue Jackets zone. Or the Blue Jackets, the Montreal zone, sorry. Lane Hudson back to Caulfield. Caulfield drops it back to Suzuki. Suzuki to Demidov. Slavkovsky down low pass over, and Caulfield could not get a clear shot on that puck. Up top, Slavkovsky, whistle blown. Down low in the corner, I think for maybe a hand pass. And that'll end the power play for just a moment. Face-off coming up. As I think it was either a high stick or a hand pass. I believe it was a hand pass, so that's what they're calling. A great chance there for Cole Caulfield. He fired it on, but went just wide. He fanned on the puck. It just went up in the air. Face-off will come outside of the Columbus zone. It's won by the Blue Jackets. Banked off the boards and back into the Montreal zone. Noah Dobson gets it back behind the net then. 40 seconds to go on the power play. Kapanen back for Newhook. Second unit out there on the ice. Newhook to Gallagher. Gallagher feeds it up top to Dobson. Dobson on the right side then to Kapanen. Kapanen down low to Gallagher. Fed back up top. Dobson back to Gallagher. Gallagher to the point then. Kapanen to Dobson up top. Back over to Kapanen. Down low. Newhook, a shot. Saved by Grooves of the pad. 10 seconds to go on the power play. Columbus will get it out to center. Lundestrom will backhand that one down low. And that will pretty much do it for the Montreal power play. Only one shot came from it. Good PK there by Columbus. Here's Boldu. Battling for it in the corner. Chipped off the boards. Fabro back over then for Sillinger. Sillinger will dump it into the Montreal zone. Matheson off the boards to Sillinger. Pass in front. Olivier nearly got a good chance on, but it was denied. Fantilli to Olivier, a drive, and that one's wide as well. Fantilli down low in the corner then, back for Sillinger. Thank you, Carol. I appreciate it. Have a good night. Shot on goes wide of Dobish. Below the line then, Matthew Olivier. Battling for it then with Dobson. Fed back up to the point. Here on the right side for Columbus is Fantilli. Fantilli will fire it down low. It's taken back then by the Canadiens. Shots are 7-3 in favor of Montreal in this second period. Final 2.5 minutes here. Denault trying to pick that one up on the right side. Carrier gets it back behind the net then to Evans. Evans up top. And Gooley couldn't get a clear pass on. Here's a breakaway the other way. It's Marchment. 1-0. He's in! Denied by Dobish. It stays out. As Carrier knocked Marchment to the ground. He's holding down Carrier's stick. They finally get free. Here come the Habs through center. Now Anderson nearly got into the zone there on a breakaway. Whistle is blown. And Jakub Dobish, what a stop on Mason Marchment. If there was even a backhand there that went on, what a stop. And that's exactly what you need there on that play. It was off of a turnover from the defenseman Gooley. It sent Marchment on a 1-0 breakaway. He went there on the backhand, and Dobish with a massive save on that right side. Good pad stop. Shots now 17-13. With a minute 58 to go here. My clock is so far behind. I don't even know how it's getting that far behind. Face-off here now is won by the Jackets. Werenski off the boards, then to Olivier. Through to center, then Garland. Taken back then by Slavkovsky. 2-on-2 the other way. Caulfield into the zone. Back over to Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky dekes in. He'll loop it around back up top. Hudson looks for options. Hudson back to Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky up top. Nearly sent Marchenko. Shot there from Struble. Denied. Rebound in front for Caulfield. He couldn't get a puck on. Columbus will clear to center. Monahan battling for it then with Struble. Right side then for Werenski. Werenski breaks it in. Fires it. Save rebound in front. And Monahan, a great chance there, is blocked. Here come the Habs the other way. Slavkovsky cross ice pass. The Caulfield is broken up. And it goes out of play. With a minute 10 to go in the second. Chances on both sides. Shots are 18-14. And what a game this has been. Wow. It has that playoff-like atmosphere. These teams do not want to make a lot of mistakes. Whew. Face-off coming up here now at center after that puck went out of play. Montreal will try and backhand it down low. They'll do so successfully. Final minute of the second period. Puck is cleared back to center. Provorov down low in the corner. Ivan Provorov behind the net then for the Jackets. Off the boards to Jenner. Will backhand it down low into the Montreal zone. Dobson back over to Matheson. On the right side, Jenner. Battling for it then with Monahan. In the corner then, Jenner battling for it. Puck in front. Backhand there is denied. Chipped off the boards then to Provorov. Fired on. Denied there by Dobish. Habs will clear it all the way back into the Columbus zone. 20 seconds remaining, and the puck is stopped. And an icing with 22 seconds to go. Shots 19-14. Spicy matchup here tonight. 22.6 seconds left on the clock. We're still tied. Nobody has scored since Damon Severson in that first period. Werenski up top. Fires it down low into the corner. Marchment fighting with Matheson. Marchment in front. Marchenko stolen back then. Severson down low. Pass in front then was broken up then. 6 seconds left to play. Jackets keep it in. One last chance in the corner. Fantilli to Marchenko. Not enough time. And that'll do it for period number 2. See you, Fenway. Have a good one. End of 40 minutes of play here in the Bell Center, and a scoreless second period sets up a very interesting third period coming up in just a moment here from Montreal. That being said, folks, it is intermission time. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you got to do. We'll be back for the start of period number 3 momentarily. This is the countdown till the third. See you, Gators. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the wonderful commentary. We are now almost 70 subscribers away from 5,500. This has been a phenomenal game so far. I appreciate all your guys' support. We have 58 likes here on this commentary. That's a lot more than what we usually have. I really appreciate your guys' support. It means a ton. All right, I got to go to the bathroom real quick and go get some waters. Forgot to supply myself with water bottles here for this one. So give me about like 1 or 2 minutes or so. I'll be right back.
So how old is the second most famous groundhog in Pennsylvania?
I don't have enough fingers, Ben.
Okay, Gus, make a wish. That was some blowout.
Thanks. So are these.
Wow, the new blowout family of games from the Pennsylvania Lottery with big top prizes.
Did someone say blowout? Keep on, Scott.
Good is good enough for some, but not for you. As you know, there's nothing like traveling the world with the largest curated global hotel program and having a place to land with the largest global airport lounge network. Nothing like having dining benefits at over 10,000 Resi restaurants.
Alrighty, I have returned. Sorry about that, guys. Had to go grab some food, grab some waters real quick. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it. A lot of Habs fans here in the chat. Good to see. A lot of Columbus fans as well. It's good to see both of them here in the chat. Plenty of fans from both sides. Pretty good second period. No goals were scored in that middle frame, but that's okay. And it sets up an even more interesting third period coming up in just a moment. Again, goals in that first period for those who have missed out. Jaden Struble and Damon Severson. And since then, it's been a scoreless hockey game. Shots were 8-6 Montreal in that second period after being 13-6 Columbus in that first period. So a good bounce back there from the Canadiens. Still a very relatively even period. I thought there were good chances for both sides. Caulfield had a good opportunity. The physicality was definitely ramping up there as well. This is the second of 3 times these teams will play each other. They will play each other on April 11th, so not that far away from now. That's only a couple of days before the Stanley Cup playoffs. Turn on my computer a little bit. Hi, Cadence. Ugh. So a 1-1 tie here after 40 minutes of play. Pretty good crowd as well. I appreciate it, guys. It's been a while since we've streamed. I've been really upset with how much we're not streaming. I love to stream, and I want to stream as much as we can during the season. And having all these breaks and days off in between, it doesn't sit well with me, but it is what it is. We just have to combat it the best we can. But don't worry, regardless of that, we will be live. So, again, as I said, this week was a tough week. We can only be live tonight. Next week, we will only be live this upcoming Sunday, the following Wednesday, then that next Sunday there as well. And then after that, we start ramping up the commentary schedule. See you, Bond. Have a good one. But a really good second period. I mean, again, that was a lot of fun. Good chances on both sides. The offense was rolling. You had power plays for both sides as well. It was an entertaining first period. Let's take a look at the other scores around the NHL while we're at it. Plenty of other games going on in the National Hockey League as of right now. 12 other games in the NHL. Thank you, Johan. See you Sunday, Bond. So obviously this one's tied at 1. Senators and Penguins is tied at 1 as well. That game has implications for both teams here. Obviously, if the Penguins win that one, they can move up there on the Blue Jackets and possibly pass them if the Blue Jackets lose this game. And if the Senators win, they are now up to 87 points. They'd be a point back of Montreal if Montreal were to lose this game. So it creates a couple of very interesting scenarios. Well, where will Ottawa move up to a divisional spot? Will they pass Boston there for that spot as well? It creates a lot of questions. It generates a lot of things to ask, and that's a game that'll be very interesting to follow as that one heads into the third period. Kraken and Lightning tied at 3 after 40 minutes of play. Corey Perry with a goal in that one. Bobby McMahon with a goal as well. That one is 3 apiece. Wild and Panthers is a 2-0 lead for Minnesota after 40 minutes of play. I debated doing that game, actually, but I decided not to. I decided to do this game and then the Kings and Canucks. Stars and Islanders is a 1-0 lead for the Islanders after 40 minutes of play. That is not good news there for the Blue Jackets. Bo Horvat from Heineman and Schaefer makes it a 1-0 lead for the Islanders. If the Islanders win this game and the Blue Jackets lose this game, that actually could knock the Pittsburgh Penguins out of a playoff spot if the Penguins lose tonight. There's a lot of scenarios that are going certain ways. It's a very interesting playoff race as of right now, but that's kind of the way it's set up currently. Other scores around the NHL. Flyers are up 5-1 on Chicago. Philadelphia's playoff odds are slipping away from them slowly but surely. If they win tonight, they are only 3 points back, but it's unlikely. They got to keep on winning. And the teams above them got to keep on losing. It's just not possible for the Flyers to, or I don't know if it's possible for the Flyers to get into a playoff spot this late in the season. Sharks and Blues is underway after 20 minutes of play. That game is scoreless. Devils and Predators is a 1-0 lead for the Devils. Jack Hughes picks up a goal in that one. Avalanche and Jets is tied 1-1 after 20 minutes of play. Drury and Scheifele with the 2 goals in that one. There are 2 9:00 p.m. Eastern time starts. You have Capitals and Mammoth, Ducks and Flames. You have a 9:30 p.m. start of Golden Knights and Oilers. And then the 10 p.m. game tonight is Kings and Canucks. And that one will be live for later on tonight as well here on the channel. It is Drew Doughty versus Zeev Boyum. Should be a fun game. What's up, Ronald? Welcome to the stream. Now we take a bit of a chill pill with 9.5 minutes to go and get ready for the third in just a moment. I really do appreciate all you guys tuning in. This has been a fun commentary, been a fun night. We have 2,500 views on this stream already. Makes me pretty optimistic and pretty happy with the turnout here. And even then, if the numbers aren't as great, I still enjoy the commentary regardless of that.
And when things really matter, you take care of them. Are you doing the same for your brain? Being proactive about brain health may help reduce the risk of dementia from conditions like Alzheimer's disease. Make brain health a priority. Ask your doctor about your risk factors and for a cognitive assessment.
Oh, my Lord. Betting on Montreal, go Habs. Where's everyone from? You're from BC, nice. I'm from Pennsylvania in the U.S., from the great state of PA. Nice state. A lot of interesting stuff here. Going to Pittsburgh tomorrow. It's for a wedding, though, so. What am I studying in college? Communications. Want to be a broadcaster in the future, but doing this as of now to practice my my voice and all that, and practice my craft. Either that or a baseball commentator. I've never done baseball commentary, though. That'd be fun to do.
There's something that comes to my mind, and there's something that comes to Marty's family's mind, and he gave a really good answer on Slavkovsky this morning in terms of, what he's been kind of most proud of.
So got about 6.5 minutes to go here until the third period. Stick around. Thank you all for tuning in. Currently in a franchise mode, you're undefeated, 32-0. Nice. That's cool.
And I would say that, yes, there's some truth to that for sure, that Uri had to buy into a little bit of the vision that the Canadiens had for him, the heavier style and all this. But it's always been a battle for him because he sees himself as a playmaker. And I remember talking to him in his rookie season, and I'm talking to him about this very subject.
Thank you, Kenny. I appreciate it. Or Coatland. Thank you, Coatland. Read your last name. Am I a Flyers fan? Unfortunately, I am. Yeah. Wearing my Philadelphia Phillies stuff for a reason, opening day. Thought it'd be nice to wear that today. It's a little off. Trying to fix that. There we go. City Connect. It's my Kyle Schwarber jersey, so the only jersey I have. Shout out to my girlfriend for getting it for me.
Days since his last goal. 87 games.
November of 2024.
Yeah, 87 games for David Struble.
We make a good team.
Yeah, that's it. So, basically since they played Boston last week, on the Tuesday of last week, that's when these pairings kind of took shape. And the reason why they've had more stability, it's been easier to...
Always like the Flyers logo. Yeah, it's a nice logo. It's a nice logo. Not too bad.
And match and juggle as much as they were before they came up with these pairings. And frankly, this is going to make it more and more difficult for Arbor Jacki to enter the lineup because as far as the matchup with Hudson, James Struble is clearly a better fit than Arbor Jacki to play with Lane Hudson. And so far, James Struble has been very hard to come out.
Struble showing that Northeastern Husky and Lane Hudson, a Boston University Terrier, can be friends.
They can coexist.
They can coexist. And Struble tonight with his goal, now he is just one assist shy from tying his career high in assists from last season.
All right, thanks to Kenzie and Arpin. When we return, we'll get you up to date on some of the other games happening for the Sens and Penguins and Tampa, who comes in.
All right, got less than 4 minutes to go till period number 3. Stick around, everyone. Thank you all for tuning in. Peaked at 150 people here in this commentary stream. This is commentary number 203 all time. Obviously, had our 200th commentary celebration last weekend. This is the Canadiens' 12th live commentary. They are 4-6-1 in 11 commentaries prior. Blue Jackets, this is their 7th commentary all time. They are 2-3-1 in their last 6 prior to this one. That is in terms of Watch with Nordic history. So for those who are interested in that stuff is fun to follow for me. How many times I live stream a team. There's a lot of teams that I've streamed like over 10 times. There's a couple of teams that I've streamed near over 20 times. Four teams I've streamed over 20 times. Rest of the teams don't really come that close, but I'm sure after the playoffs they'll be there. They'll be there for sure.
Very informative, and we were able to take that information and transfer it into what we do today.
Hands-on training for real careers. Visit uti.edu.
At Fox Chase Cancer Center, we've been at the forefront, fighting to cure cancer in Philadelphia for over a century, bringing together the best minds in science and medicine to deliver exceptional care and innovative treatments.
Every rep, every shift. No shortcuts, just grit. Stronger every day. Mentally, physically. A road show. From the gym to the ice. Time to rock it. When hits meet handshakes and training meets tradition. Noble, official training shoe of the NHL. Over the years.
He's opening the score. And after, well, speaking of scoring, Jake Gensel made it 3-2. There's Corey Perry, the 40-year-old snapping it in.
All right.
Now when it's tied at 3, Blackhawks Flyers, 2-0 Flyers in the second. Trevor Zegras is stopped. Denver Barkey scores on the rebound. The Flyers hanging around the playoff race, laying a beat down to the Blackhawks. Connor Bedard adds the lone goal for Chicago, his 30th of the year. Elsewhere, it's the Wild up 2-0 over the Panthers. The Jets and
Shots 19-14. There we go. And ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time to get ready for the start of period number 3. Yes, it is. Already, everyone, let's get ready for the start of period number 3 here between the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Montreal Canadiens. Second period recap. No goals were scored in that middle frame. We are still tied at 1 apiece after 40 minutes of play. You take a look at your stats through 40. Shots are 19-14 in favor of the Blue Jackets. Face-off percentage is 67%, or 61%, sorry, I'm 267, in favor of the Columbus Blue Jackets. Power plays, Columbus 0 for 1, Montreal 0 for 1 as well. Hits are 19-14 in favor of the Jackets. Block shots are 16-5 in favor of Montreal. A big third period coming up here. It's a big 2 points on the line. We will see if this needs more than 60 minutes or not. But it should be an exciting third period regardless between these two Eastern Conference teams. In a heated matchup here, showing off Cole Caulfield. Take out the empty net goals. Caulfield leads the league in most goals scored on a goaltender, which is phenomenal. And here we go. We are ready for period number 3 between the Montreal Canadiens and the Columbus Blue Jackets. And we are underway. Face-off is won back then by Montreal. Chipped off the boards and back down low then into the Columbus zone. Here's Greaves. Behind the net then for Werenski. Sent off the boards through center. Sillinger cross-ice pass then the Coyle. It slides back down low into the Montreal zone. Olivier. Back over to Coyle. Coyle falls on his feet. Grab back then behind the net then by Montreal. Carrier will throw this one to center. Bolduc. Cross-ice pass to Evans. Evans will dump it down low then into the Columbus zone. Sillinger off the boards to Bolduc. Zach Bolduc. Below the line. Feeds it up top then. Struble to Goalie. Goalie. Down low into the corner then for Jake Evans. Evans back over then to Olivier. Columbus will carry it now through center, backhanding it down low into the Montreal zone. Evans, back to Sillinger. Puck is chipped back down low then into the Montreal zone. Suzuki off the boards then to Goalie. Montreal gets it back then on the right side. Slavkovsky. Up then for Suzuki. Here's Cole Caulfield. Breaks it into the zone. Loops it back around. Stolen back then by the Jackets. Here they come the other way. 2-on-2. Fantilli will dump it down low. Now Matheson battling for it on the right side with Marchenko. Puck is cleared back to center. Caulfield through the legs of Provorov. Now Slavkovsky down low behind the net. Caulfield trying to get it back. Columbus will steal that puck and clear it back to center. Caulfield on the right side then. Picked up then by the Canadiens relatively quickly. Now Juraj Slavkovsky will hold it back down low in the Montreal zone. A lot of back and forth action here to start this one off. Mike Matheson holds it down low then in the Montreal zone. Matheson will throw a pass through center. Demidov on the right side. Pass over is broken up there and chipped back to the left side. And grabbed back quickly by Garland. Garland over then for Heinen. Thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe down below if you're new. We just crossed over the 3,000 view mark on this commentary stream. Thank you all so much. Here's Monahan to Garland, a shot. And that one goes wide. Gudbranson throws it down low in the corner. Hudson gets it back then for the Habs. Trying to chip that one off the boards. Garland trying to backhand it down low. Hudson clears it furthermore into the corner. Garland below the line, battling for it then with Demidov. Chipped off the boards to Matejchuk. Back in the corner then, Garland gets it back. He's cross-checked by Struble. And it's banked off the boards back to the right side. Gudbranson battling for it then with Kapanen. Blue Jackets keep it in the zone. Garland fighting with Hudson. Garland throws it up top. Stolen back then by Montreal and cleared back to center. Habs get it back. Here they come the other way. Brendan Gallagher will backhand this one down low into the Columbus zone. Now Gudbranson off the boards to Lundestrom. Thrown back down low then. Montreal trying to take that one back. Gallagher knocked against the boards by Gudbranson. He'll throw it up top then. Goalie, a shot into the glove of Greaves. With a nice little save there. Every game at this point of the season counts. Montreal, 3rd place in the Atlantic Division. Columbus, 2nd place in the Atlantic Division. If Montreal wins tonight, they move it within 3 points of Tampa Bay. If Columbus wins tonight, they move above the Islanders. Montreal, last game of their homestand, they move into a 5-game road trip. Coming up next, they'll take on Nashville on Saturday, followed by Carolina on Sunday, and then 3 more games on the road trip later on in the week. Here's Severson backhanding it off the boards back to center. Thank you, Keena. I appreciate it. Goalie off the boards then, and backhanded down low behind the net. Jackets get it back. Caulfield on the right side to Suzuki. Suzuki carries it into the zone below the circle. He'll backhand it behind the net, then the Goalie. Goalie up top to Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky, pass back to Suzuki. Suzuki up top. Goalie to Carrier. Goalie, a shot. Blocked in front. Rebounds there for Slavkovsky, who can't tuck it. Werenski clears it back to center. Montreal regroups quickly. Suzuki back to Caulfield. Caulfield moves to center. Comes in. Can't get the stick on it as he's poke checked away. Now Marchment throws it back to center. He'll break it into the zone. Marchment pass up top to Olivier. He can't convert as Dobson steals it back. Now a 2-on-2 as Suzuki dumps it down low into the Columbus zone and gets a line change off. Here's Ivan Provorov. Banks it off the boards then back over to Coyle. Battling for it then in the corner. Matheson will get it to center back over to Evans. Evans crosses back. Bolduc! He scores! Zachary Bolduc, who else? Makes it 2-1 Montreal here in the 3rd period. That is a massive goal. His 11th goal of the season. And he makes it a 2-1 lead for the Canadiens. Roofed it top corner on Jet Greaves. And there you go. The Habs have taken the lead. Face-off coming up now at center. It is Zach Bolduc. Sorry, I'm going to wipe off my screen there real quick. From Jake Evans and Mike Matheson, making it a 2-0 lead for Montreal. 15:15 left to go in the 3rd period. That is a massive goal. I was looking at my screen. I'm like, that looks a little bit blurry. Blow that off there a little bit. From Nunavut. Welcome. Puck is cleared back to center as Montreal carries it out of their own zone, trying to take it down the other way. Backhanded down low into the Columbus end. 15 minutes to go here in the third period. The Habs lead by a goal. Into the zone then with speed. Monahan shoots it wide of Dobish. Puck is cleared back to center. Matejchuk carries it behind the net then for the Blue Jackets. That is a 31-game goal drought that Zach Bolduc just broke. And it could not have come at a better time. Struble trying to clear. Denault back over then to Veleno. Joe Veleno then battling for with Matejchuk in the corner. Down low then Gudbranson. Pass back over then on the right side. Olivier banks it off the boards down low behind the net. Matejchuk to Gudbranson. Gudbranson back to Matejchuk down low in the Blue Jackets zone. Jenner will clear to center. 2-on-2 developing here. Lundestrom behind the net. Looks for options. Stick handling that puck. Pass over to Werenski. Is not directly on the stick. He'll throw it down low to the corner. Garland being tied up there by two Canadians. Nearly got the puck free. Gooley banks it off the boards. And back into the Columbus zone. It'll trickle just wide of Greaves. And grabbed back by Severson. Shots are 19-15 in favor of the Blue Jackets. They're going to make a push. But the Habs lead 2-1. Here's Suzuki. Cross-ice pass. Dobson to Caulfield. Back to Suzuki. Suzuki up top. Matheson, a shot goes wide. Down low then Caulfield gets it back. Caulfield up top to Matheson, a shot. And through the traffic, Greaves makes another big save. Zach Bolduc, 31 games without a goal. And he scores a huge one here early in this third period. It's a 2-1 lead for Montreal. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the commentary. We have 130 people here in this commentary stream. It is greatly appreciated. 7 likes. Thank you all so much for that. 7 likes. I remember when that was trending. It really is still. People still say it. It's only funny when you accidentally say it. It's never funny when you say it on purpose. It's only funny when you accidentally say it. Then I'll laugh. But any other time, it's like, nah, that's not funny. Ooh, good thing I caught that. My battery was at 2%. Good thing it said that. I don't know why it didn't say that till now. I think I would have cried. I think I literally would have cried if my computer just died. But thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. That was a really good shot there from Bolduc. Nice pass from Evans. That is Zach Bolduc. That's actually his second point of the game, so a multi-point game there for Bolduc. And he now has his second goal in a live commentary stream. 2 goals by 2 guys that don't score. I mean, that's what you want, right? You want that. You want offense from players who don't usually contribute. And that's what you get. I think that's exactly what you want. Exactly what the doctor ordered for Montreal. Face-off coming up here now. And it'll be in the Columbus zone, or the Montreal zone, I believe. As now the Habs need to hold this down. Puck will slide back down low then into the Montreal end. Here's Marchman, a shot. He fans on the puck. It's grabbed back quickly then by Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky will dump it down low into the Columbus zone. Greaves behind the net then for Werenski. Werenski behind the net. Chips it off the boards then to Fantilli. Back over to Marchman. Dump back down low in there in the Montreal end. Hudson back up to Caulfield. Caulfield to Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky back to Fantilli, who chips it off the boards then. Back over to center. Slavkovsky will steal it back and clear it down low into the Columbus zone. You definitely need scoring this time of year. I'll agree with that, Dana. You're totally right. Monahan chips it off the boards, back down low to the corner. Battling for that puck there on the right side. Blue Jackets trying to get shots on here. Shots are currently 20-16. What a year that was. It's a board battle here on the right side. Blue Jackets will dump it down low. It's taken back then by the Canadiens. Evans down low in the corner, battling for it then with Heinen. Monahan, cross-ice pass is nearly a turnover there. Jackets will dump it into the Montreal zone. It's not enough for an icing. Here's Lane Hudson. Down low in the Montreal end. Hudson banks it off the boards then on the right side for Kapanen, who will backhand it down low. Blue Jackets pick it up on the right side. It's cleared back into the Canadiens' end. 11.5 minutes to go here in the third. Hudson battling for it on the right side then with Newhook. Back over then for Jaden Struble. Struble, who has his first goal of the season tonight. Backhanded off the boards and back down low into the Blue Jackets zone furthermore. Denton Matejchuk carries it down the right side. Matejchuk will dump this one down low into the Montreal zone. Here's Alex Carrier. Behind the net then for the Canadiens. 10:50 left to go in the third period. Dump back down low to the Blue Jackets end. Greaves fires it off the boards. Habs try and keep it in. Jackets will get it to center. Here's Lundestrom. Back down the right side. Clears it back furthermore into the Montreal zone. Denault. Pass up ahead. Carrier back to Veleno. Jenner steals it back. Jenner back to Marchment. Down low in the corner. Picked back up then by Gooley. Over then for Brendan Gallagher. Trying to clear that one out of the Montreal zone. Veleno will backhand this one to center. And the Jackets will regroup. Shots are 20-16 here in favor of Columbus. My clock was like 10 seconds behind. I apologize. Marchment back over to Fabro. Marchenko off the boards then to Fantilli. Fantilli into the zone. To the front. Poke checked away by Dobish. And Denault steals it back then and will clear to center. Caulfield nearly ignited a 2-on-2 breakaway. He forgot the puck. Great chance there by Adam Fantilli. Here's Marchenko. Through center. Pick it up then by Fantilli. Down low. Marchenko looks. Fires it wide. And that one goes off the side of the boards and back to the bench side in the Montreal zone still. Habs are doing a good job at not giving the Jackets a whole lot of time. Here come the Habs now. Caulfield will backhand this one off the boards into the Columbus zone. Ivan Provorov. Provorov will carry this one through center. Looks for options. It's backhanded down low furthermore into the Montreal zone. Now Boldu throws it to center. Monahan back down low for Severson. Off the boards then to Werenski. Zach Werenski chips it back over then. Heinen to Werenski. Werenski pass to Garland up top. Heinen a shot. That one goes right. Werenski a chance. Is also denied. And the Habs break it down the other way. Here's Boldu. He'll fire it down low into the Blue Jackets zone. 8.5 minutes to go here in the third period. Struble up to the point. Cross-ice pass. Shot from Carrier. Tipped in front. And back down low furthermore into the Blue Jackets zone. Bolduc dumps it down low into the Blue Jackets zone. Anderson behind the net then for Jake Evans. Evans tied up by Olivier. He still throws it up top then to Struble, or at least he tries to. Jackets are trying to get it out of their own zone. Heinen will backhand it to center. It'll slide all the way down the other way. And that'll be an icing. How am I so far behind? Why does this keep happening? Damon Severson a little bit shaken up after a hit down low in the corner. He's going to go to the locker room. And that is not good news there for the Blue Jackets as one of their top defensemen. After interfering with Zach Boldu, he'll go to the locker room. That is Mo Bueno. Face off here then, won by the Canadiens on the right side, then Monahan. Cleared back into the corner. Werenski on the right side, the center. Heinen clears it ahead. He'll dump it down low into the Montreal zone, this time not being an icing. Now Matheson off the boards. Cleared up then ahead for Newhook, who will backhand it furthermore into the Columbus zone. Gudbranson down low. Back over then for Olivier through center. Matheson. Back over then for Sillinger, who tries to clear. Demidov trying to pick it up then for the Canadiens. Not a lot of whistles here these last couple of minutes. Shots are 21-17 in favor of the Blue Jackets. But the Canadiens have the 1-0 lead, or the 2-1 lead. Ivan Provorov drops it back then for Fantilli. Fantilli to Marchenko. Marchenko through center. A shot goes up of Dovish and wide. Down low and cleared back up top. Gudbranson behind the net then. Marchment. Pass in front. Nobody's there. Gudbranson denied by Dobish. Puck slides into the corner. Marchenko down low then to Fantilli. Fantilli with some room. Fires it. He fanned on the puck. And Struble will backhand it off the boards. And back into the Columbus zone. This time it'll be an icing. 6:40 left to go here in the third period. Montreal leads by a goal, and it's been a very close game at that. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. Face off here in the Montreal zone is won by the Habs. They will throw it to center. Blue Jackets get it back to Werenski. Werenski will dump it down low. It goes in on Dobish, who will clear it away. Then it's intercepted by Garland on the right side. Caulfield back over then for Heinen. In the corner, Gooley picks it back up then for Montreal. Hudson below the line will chip it off the boards to center. Garland banks it down low. And a whistle blown dead here for a offsides against Columbus, and that will send us to commercial break. 6:11 left to go in regulation. The Canadiens lead the Blue Jackets 2-1, and it should be a thrilling finish. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the commentary. Almost at 75 likes here on the stream. I wonder if we can get to 100. 100 will be very interesting. I wonder if we can do that. We shall see. Also, less than 60 subscribers away from 5,500 as well. That is really appreciated, guys, as well. Need 26 likes to get to 100. We'll see. I don't know if I've ever gotten to 100 likes on an NHL-related commentary before. We've come close a couple of times, but we have done it in Olympic streams, but not an NHL-related stream. Let me go take a look. Doesn't look like it. We've had a couple of times where we've come close. But yeah, no. Thank you, Dana. I appreciate it. No problem. Yeah, I mean, it definitely does suck with the way that the restrictions are and the streaming services you have to have. It's expensive. But I'm glad I could help you guys out. I know my commentary isn't necessarily the greatest commentary in the world, but I appreciate your support. Face-off coming up here now in the neutral zone. 6:11 to go in regulation. It's won back then by the Blue Jackets. Provorov will dump it down low into the Montreal zone. Hudson chips it off the boards all the way up to center. Jackets will get it back in their own end. Werenski behind the net then for Columbus. Zach Werenski chips it off the boards and back down low into the Montreal zone. That's an icing against Columbus. Thank you, Dana. Got 170 people in the chat for this finish. Oh, I wasn't doubting myself, but I'm sure there's better options out there. But thank you, Kenna. Or Kina. Let me know if I'm saying that right or wrong. Don't forget, we'll be live later on tonight for Kings and Canucks. That is the second game on our commentary schedule tonight, so stick around for that one. Face off here in the Blue Jackets zone. It's won back then by Montreal. Werenski cleared back to center. Hudson back over then for Jenner. Chip back down low to the corner. Dobson right side then. Jenner will throw it around behind the net. Up top then for Coyle. Broken up then by Kapanen. On the right side then, Blue Jackets trying to handle it here. Provorov, pass back, Werenski down low, and a shot goes wide. Jenner runs into Dobish, and that is going to be a penalty as Hudson gets into it with Dobish, and a fight ensues down low in the corner. 5:16 left to go. Jenner ran into Dobish. The referee's arm was raised, but Hudson got into it with him, and this will be a power play for the Canadiens late in the third period. This is a massive opportunity for the Habs to kind of put this game away here. We will see if they can take advantage of it. There could be two here. Hudson could get a penalty here as well. It doesn't look like it will be. Yep. It'll be Boone Jenner for goaltender interference. And the Canadiens will head to the power play. And boy, the rest of this one should be fun. Shots are still 22-17. And yeah, I mean, that's goalie interference. I mean, there's really no other way to deny it, whether it's intentional or not. It is goalie interference. A golden opportunity to seal this game off. It's one of the best power plays in the entire National Hockey League. Will they convert is the question. Face-off in the Columbus zone. Is won back then by the Blue Jackets. Habs will get it back up top. Hudson to Caulfield. Caulfield on the right side. Handles that puck then on the right circle. Back to Suzuki. Suzuki above the top circle. Back down low, Caulfield. To Suzuki. Suzuki on the right side. Caulfield down low. Pass in front. It's deflected. It stays in the zone, though. Hudson gets it back up top. Hudson at the point. Suzuki pass over. Demidov waits. Back to Suzuki. Poke checked away there by Coyle in the corner. And a great play there to deny that pass. Hudson to Demidov down low. Caulfield can't get the shot on. Suzuki on the right side. 1:12 to go. Demidov pass over. Deflected wide. They just need to shoot it. Caulfield's taking too much. They keep passing it too much. Here's Demidov. Pass over. Suzuki fires it up and out of play. These young men are zipping this puck around. Wow. Demidov's trying to go right back to the other side, and I feel like they're passing it too many times. You just got to shoot it. Face-off coming up in the Blue Jackets zone. And a whistle blown dead here. Is there a timeout? Yeah, I think a timeout's coming here. Marty St. Louis looking to rest his top line. Interesting. Okay, then. We have 200 people in this commentary. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. We are 14 likes away from 100 likes. Trying to get Caulfield to 50? Yeah, definitely. They definitely are. And hey, why not? You might as well. He's been killing it. He's got, what, 43 now on the year? Definitely a possibility for sure. And if there was anybody on this team that would get that, it would definitely be Caulfield. Subscribe down below if you're new. Timeout is over. Face-off will come in the Columbus zone. Whew. All right. Face off now, Coyle versus Suzuki. Off the draw, Suzuki wins it. Hudson, down low to Caulfield. Caulfield below the line. Battling for with Provorov. Columbus will clear it back into the Montreal end with 45 seconds remaining. Here's Hudson with speed. Hudson gets around the D. Comes in, saved by Greaves. And he'll cover. Great opportunity there for Lane Hudson, but alas, Jet Greaves with a big save there. I just closed out of my tab by accident. Whoops. Fix that up there really quick. Face-off coming up in the Montreal zone once again. 41 seconds to go. Face-off won then by the Habs. Hudson. Back over to Provorov, who will backhand it to center. Remember, Blue Jackets trying to be aggressive here on this PK. You need a goal to tie it. 3:40 left to go. 25 seconds to go on the power play. Here's Hudson. Dekes through the D. Weaves it back down low. Pass up top is blocked. He'll throw it around behind the net instead. Back to Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky to Caulfield. Caulfield in front. Denied by Greaves. Rebounds in the crease. Caulfield is shot. And it's denied by Greaves as well. Cole Caulfield robbed in front. And a big save by Jet Greaves on that opportunity. That was a massive save there by Jet Greaves. And he keeps this one a one-goal game. Shots are 22 to 18. I think they're going to be more than that here. I don't think that number is fully accurate. I think it's 22 to 20. I will not be doing the next Habs game, sadly. I do all 32 teams, not just the Habs. But I'll try and do another Habs game before the playoffs. Here's Dobson, a shot. And that one goes wide. Don't worry, though. I love doing the Habs. Power play is over. Montreal will dump it down low, then into the corner. Jenner trying to bank it off the boards. Columbus needs to get it back down the other way so Bonus can pull his goaltender. Jenner off the boards to Marchenko. Poke check to center. Racing forward with speeds Fantilli. He'll try and get around Matheson. Fantilli through Marchenko's legs. Back up top, Fabro. Down low. Stolen back by Matheson. It goes off the skates of Denault. Now Newhook battling for it. Werenski will get it back. He'll throw a cross-ice pass then for Fabro. Fabro will drop it back to Werenski. Back over to Marchenko. Werenski will dump it down low into the Montreal zone. Marchenko in the corner back for Denault. Greaves is looking. Jackets need to get control. Behind the net then. Habs pick it back up. Slavkovsky behind the net then. Stolen back by Montreal. They will backhand it to center. Right there is Ivan Provorov, denying the Habs from getting any more offensive chances. Coming up on 2 minutes to play here in the third. Werenski chipped off the boards, then furthermore into the Montreal zone. Here's Monahan down low. Marchment below the blue line. Pass in front. And Garland with a good chance there. Save, but Dobish rebound is cleared away. Provorov to Werenski. Down low. Garland a shot. Save, rebound in front. Denied as well by Dobish. What a stop by Jakub Dobish and kept in the zone. Werenski back over then and cleared back into the Columbus zone. It's not enough for an icing. Slavkovsky battling for it down low in the corner. Slavkovsky on the right side back to Werenski. 1:30 left to go. Greaves is going to look. Garland carries it through center. They should have pulled him earlier. Greaves is out the bench. Empty net here for the Blue Jackets. They need that game-tying goal. 1:15 to go in the third. Fantilli to Marchenko. Back over to Fantilli. Marchenko behind the net then trying to poke check that one away. Marchenko battling for it. Coyle up top. Werenski down low. Fantilli to Marchenko. Pass in front is blocked. Now Demidov trying to clear that one away. On the right side battling for it as well as Suzuki. Coyle up top. Matejchuk. Back over to Fantilli. 45 to go. Marchenko in front. He's poke checked by Dobish. Up top, Fantilli. Matejchuk to Fantilli. Skates in. Fires it. It's in the crease. How did that stay out? Jakub Dobish, are you serious? Puck is cleared back to center. Matejchuk back for Werenski. Less than 30 seconds to go. Goalie will flick it to center. Suzuki trying to go for the empty net. 15 seconds to play. Marchenko dumps it down low. It goes wide of Dobish. The Habs will clear it back the other way with 10 seconds to play. And that'll be an icing with 8 on the clock. How did that stay out? How on earth did that stay out? Oh my Lord. Did he get a piece of that? That is unreal. Oh, Marchment couldn't tuck it. It was a wide open net and Marchment fumbled the puck. You cannot be serious right now. Oh my gosh. It wasn't Dobish, but the Blue Jackets could not get that game-tying goal. Thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe down below. Like the stream as well. What an opportunity that was. Jackets will call their timeout. Shots are 26-20 in favor of Columbus. We got 270 people here in this regular season commentary. Holy smokes. We're up to 4,000 views on this stream. Unreal. Absolutely unreal. So a little update here on Around the League. The Islanders have defeated the Stars 2-1. This is a game that Columbus needs to win. The Islanders are hot on their tail. And the Penguins and the Sens are still tied. If the Penguins defeat the Sens, the Pens will now be in the spot where Pittsburgh is at, or where the Blue Jackets are at. Jackets got to score. 8 seconds to go. Face-off is won by the Habs. Goalie will try and hold it against the boards. He's got it there, and we're done. The Canadiens defeat the Blue Jackets 2-1 in an absolutely massive game. Jakub Dobish played absolutely out of his head. What a game. Final score 2-1 Montreal. And it comes off of Zach Boldew's game-winning goal early in the third period. And Jakub Dobish making 25 saves on 26 shots to win the hockey game for Montreal. Boy, was that a fun one. Wow. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. That was an incredible hockey game. Your final score, Montreal 2 and the Blue Jackets 1. But oh man, that was fun. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. We are 6 likes away from 100. It'd be awesome if we could get there before the stream is done. But what a commentary that was. Thank you all so much for your support on that one. That was incredible. Okay, so after this one, we are now going to do Kings and Canucks. I am going to end this stream and start a new one. So for those who want to tune into the Kings and Canucks commentary, be sure to subscribe down below, turn on the notification bell, and wait for the stream to start. It'll start promptly at 9:58 p.m. Eastern Time. Oh my Lord, what a game that was. Player of the game for me is Jakub Dobish. That is the Watch with Nordic player of the game here tonight. I think it should be Dobish. He played absolutely phenomenal. All right, that'll do it for me, everybody. Thank you all so much for tuning in. 285 people at the peak here in this commentary stream. That was incredible. Now I'm going to get ready for Kings and Canucks in just a moment. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. And I will see you guys in the next stream.